Another facet of relationships is connection. Once you've discovered, hopefully, you have a tremendously compatible partner, very exciting indeed. You share so many things in common. You're rife with good compatible items. One of the catalysts, one of the glue that keeps a relationship together is, on the one hand side, an emotional connection. Now, our parents, grandparents, and certainly our ancestors, by and large, were not expected to give emotional support to their partners throughout their marriage or long-term relationship. Indeed, genders were very much more segregated in the past, and if you wanted emotional support, usually you have your circle of women in your extended family that would provide it for you, and likewise for the men, even though men traditionally are taught not to show emotion, not to ask for support, even though they need it just as much as any other human. And the skill of building an emotional connection, offering emotional support the way your partner would want to be supported, and receiving emotional support is not an ingrained one. It doesn't necessarily happen naturally. You're not born with a natural instinct of how to support somebody emotionally. You have certain items, surely, and the euphoria of being in love helps, but that undoubtedly fades over time. So the actual skill of giving and receiving love, affection, is a very good one. Now, it seems from the material that I read that people give and receive love in different ways, or rather preferred ways. There's a notion of the 5 love languages, which is physical touch, acts of service, quality time, gift giving, and I always forget the 5th. It will come back to me, I'm sure of it. And the idea behind that material is you tend to express love the way you want to receive it. And it's not just erotic love. In the context of a relationship, is love towards friends and family as well. So you may want to give gifts as a show of love, but the other person may want some of your time and energy, undivided attention, quality time. And you need to be able to recognize what are the love languages for you and for your partner, and if they're different, the preferences are different, you may want to spend some time learning to translate so that your emotional message of affection has the desired effect, will not leave the other person hungry. There is also a notion in another material of a sort of affection reservoir, that if your affection reservoir is full, then you are much more willing and able to give affection inside of a relationship. But if it's empty, then you're starved for affection, and it breeds a negative cycle where each partner, if they're both running on empty, their relationship is strained. They are both starved for affection. They do not want to give more. How to develop these skills? Well, you do need some study. You do need to read some materials. But it's going to be a well worth skill to learn. In my opinion, one of the basics for being in a relationship. There you go.